Hi everyone, my name's Dave McLeavy and thanks so much for mixing it up today with me. So I'm a curator and writer and producer based here in Sheffield, and I'm going to be answering a few questions that I've conveniently popped inside this hat. So there's a few kind of random questions in here that I'm going to pick out and hopefully offer a little bit of insight from my perspective on some of these things. So let me just kind of pick something out. The first one here. What is your best experience in the art world to date? So this is something that really sticks out in my mind. The first time I organised a brand new commission in one of my recent jobs as a director of Bloc Projects, an arts organisation in Sheffield, I got to work with an amazing artist called Ben Houghton, and the specific commission really sticks in my mind as something that was quite a transformative experience for me and hopefully for Ben and hopefully for audiences as well. And it was the first time that I'd got to work on a brand new film commission with an artist for such a long period of time. So we developed the work over the course of the best part of a year, which was wonderful to go on that journey with an artist, really see how ideas progress, going from one idea to plan B to plan C, all the way down, and really kind of getting into the detail of things with Ben and thinking about collaborations. And when it came to fruition and actually got presented, it was a wonderful experience, and it really did feel like a full year's worth of work. So that was something that really stuck with me as one of my best experiences within the art world. So let me just check another question in here. I'll pick this one out here. What do you do when you need advice or help? Okay, so this happens quite often for me. I think it's really important to be able to talk to different people. So I have a group of people around me, friends and people that I really respect, that I often ask for advice. So typically it'll just be going for a coffee. I'm often found in a coffee shop, chewing the ear off somebody, asking lots and lots of questions. So that's a combination of people who I work with in the art world in previous jobs, people that have always offered me really great advice, but also people who are involved in the art world as such. So I talk a lot with family and thinking about how they relate to things that I might be thinking about within my artistic practice, within my curatorial practice. Are these ideas that I'm kind of developing, do they resonate with somebody who doesn't necessarily come from an arts background? Because for me that's really, really important. So it's about keeping lots of people around you that you really trust and respect, and also people who are quite willing to tell you that an idea isn't good, or that I'm being too high maintenance, or being able to really question some of the things that approaches that I'm taking to a particular task. So let me have another look at in here. Okay, I'll pick this one out. Okay, was there a light bulb moment when you made the transition from an artist to curator? And this does stick with me because it wasn't actually all that long ago. So I left art school back in 2011 here in Sheffield, having moved from Hull originally. And the light bulb moment was really after a couple of years when I started to realise that actually I was much more interested in the work of other people. And I always make the joke that actually everybody else around me was making much better work. So the natural move was to become a curator and to be able to work with them to produce even better work. So for me, there was just this idea that I couldn't quite figure out a balance of being able to be focused on lots of different types of ideas as an artist. I think some artists do it really, really well, where they can flip from one to another in terms of different subject matters, different points of reference, and different ways of bringing their ideas into kind of physical manifestations. Whereas I always struggled with that. But actually, as a curator, I'm fortunately in a position where I'm able to kind of work with artists that are working on very different types of projects, but really be stimulated by all of those different things simultaneously. So for me, that was really, really important and something that I really enjoyed, having conversations with people that really inspired me. And for me, that was 2, 3, maybe even 4 years out of university before I realised that I didn't really want to make any more of my own work and actually wanted to go on that journey with other artists. So that was a real light bulb moment, and there's lots of intricacies in that kind of journey, but for sure it felt like it was an opportunity to spend more time with other artists and be inspired. So I might have time for one more, I think, in the bucket hat. Okay, I'll pick this one out. Okay, tell us about the last exhibition you created. So this was fairly recently. So I co-curated an exhibition at a gallery called Harlem Art Space, which is in the beautiful kind of town of Wirksworth in the Peak District in Derbyshire, and that was co-curated with a wonderful curator called Christian Day. Independent curator, also worked in numerous different galleries himself, both from Hull, which is a really interesting connection. There's not a great deal of curators, as far as I'm aware, that have kind of come out of Hull, so that was enough of a reason to kind of connect up. So we put this exhibition together of 5 different artists, all exploring an interesting bit of history that happened in Wirksworth, which was around the remains of a woolly rhinoceros, as well as lots of other interesting animals from years gone by, in a site called the Dream Cave in Wirksworth. So all the artists were exploring ideas of excavation, of deep time, of spirituality and mysticism, of material, transformation, all these sorts of things. So it was a group exhibition of sculpture, printmaking, some drawing in there, all sorts of different things, and it was in a beautiful kind of setting, where it was the Harlem Art Space's exhibition space is above a wonderful pub, that is also owned by the same people who own a great restaurant and a hotel. So it was a really nice community feel, and it was a real privilege to work with Christian to produce that exhibition, as well. And that was a combination of artists from all across the UK, and that was a wonderful experience to be able to work on a project, also as an independent curator, because for a long time before that, most of my projects have come through being employed at Bloc Projects as the director, or previously as the curator at Humber Street Gallery. So that was a really nice, refreshing task to jump into. So that's probably it for my time on this. Thanks for watching. You can find out more about my practice at davidmcleavy.info, or if you follow me on Instagram, it's just at davidmcleavy_. And that's everything from me. Thank you.